We live in an incredibly intense time. Seriously, look around. Everything moves so fast that it often feels as if we're expected to live several lives in a single day. The demands placed on us are enormous, from society, from work, from family, and, the hardest of all, from ourselves. We often become our own harshest critics. Our society and culture shape us in a very specific way. From early childhood, we're taught that success is measured by narrow and, honestly, not always meaningful things: how much money you have, how you look, how many followers you've collected on social media. As if likes, comments, and public approval define your worth and happiness. No wonder so many people feel stressed and anxious in this atmosphere. Modern life is overflowing with messages like, you must, you should, you're not good enough. Everyone wants to be popular, loved, successful. And yes, a little worry is normal, it's part of being human. But when anxiety crosses the line, when you wake up with a knot in your stomach that stays with you all day, when you go to bed with the same feeling, when even breathing feels tense, that's when stress has gone too far. That's when you need to step in. So let's understand what anxiety really is. At its core, anxiety is the expectation that nothing good will happen. It's a feeling that steals joy from every moment. That's why thoughts like, I'll never be financially successful, I'll never find a partner, I'll never recover, what am I supposed to do with my life, what is my purpose, keep spinning in your mind. They leave no space for peace. Anxiety is born from a lack of trust in life. We constantly want to control everything, predict everything, figure everything out at once. But guess what? That's impossible. It will never happen. And that's completely okay. In fact, that's what life is. There will always be an element of uncertainty. Think of it as a journey without a map. You move step by step, like an artist creating a painting. The artist doesn't know what the final picture will look like. They make strokes, try colors, make mistakes, correct them, discover something new. Life is the same. To have creative freedom, you must allow yourself to make mistakes, to step into the unknown. Without that, there is no freedom. Life doesn't have to be perfect, and neither do you. None of us is perfect. Ever. And that's beautiful, because real life exists in imperfection. Accept this. Release the tension. Stop fighting yourself. When you trust life, truly trust it with all its ups and downs, something amazing happens. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw only threats. When we expect the best from life, it almost always shows up. It's not magic, it's a state of trust that changes how you perceive the world. The fundamental belief, I have a good life, I am a good person, I trust myself, I trust life, is a powerful antidote to anxiety. Because anxiety is what happens when the mind gets stuck on problems, when you stop enjoying life, when every thought pulls you downward. What's interesting is that most people don't even know what exactly worries them. We spend so much time being anxious that we lose touch with reality. It feels like we're constantly in a state of worry without knowing its source. To reduce anxiety, you must practice joy. Yes, joy. And no, it doesn't mean chasing entertainment or forcing yourself to be happy. It means noticing one small joy every day, a cup of good tea, a stranger's smile, a song on the radio, a beautiful painting, birds singing outside your window. Notice the beauty around you and let it bloom inside you. It's also helpful to practice contemplation. Not just looking, but observing. Contemplating the inner beauty and the possibilities life offers. Noticing that every day is a chance to discover something, understand something, try something new. Accepting that no one knows in advance how things will unfold. Your thoughts are real forces. If you love yourself, respect yourself, trust yourself, grow, create, and enjoy life, anxiety begins to fade. Life becomes a journey, not a race towards some final destination. And this journey is worth experiencing fully, with ease and delight. In truth, there is no real reason to worry. Life is extraordinary on its own. It will unfold in its own magical way, no matter how hard we try to control it. You will experience highs and lows, health and illness, success and failure, friends and enemies. The full package. And all of it is part of the great adventure called life. Treat life as a game, a playful competition where the goal is not to win, but to participate. Enter it with joy, curiosity, and trust. Make each day your practice, find joy, notice beauty, trust yourself and the world around you. We've already talked about how anxiety appears when you stop trusting life. But let's go deeper. Where does it actually come from? Why does the mind cling to problems so stubbornly? Our brain is like a supercomputer constantly scanning for threats. In ancient times, this was essential. Our ancestors had to watch out for predators, natural dangers, anything that could threaten survival. Today, the threats are mostly virtual: deadlines, social media, other people's expectations, alarming news. Yet the brain reacts just as intensely, even when no real danger exists. This creates a constant sense of anxiety, even when everything is fine. That's why it's so important to learn how to talk to yourself. Not with criticism or shouting, but gently, kindly. Tell yourself, I'm doing the best I can. I don't have to know all the answers. I'm allowed to make mistakes, and that's okay. Repeat this every day. Over time, your brain begins to accept these words as truth, and anxiety starts to soften. Another important point: our thoughts often create imaginary future scenarios that don't exist. We imagine the worst outcomes. If I don't do this perfectly, everything will fall apart. If I say something wrong, no one will love me. If I don't make it in time, I'll fail. And suddenly we're living not in the present moment, but in a nightmare we invented ourselves. To break this cycle, there is a simple yet powerful practice: mindfulness. It means noticing where you are right now. Noticing your breath, the sensations in your body, the sounds around you. When you're fully present, anxiety loses its power. It feeds on the future, on imagined problems and endless what-ifs. Mindfulness brings you back to reality. But mindfulness alone is not enough. Life is also creativity, play, joy. Small actions can bring big relief. Create a habit of giving yourself a little joy every day. It doesn't have to be anything grand. A walk outside, a cup of your favorite tea, a conversation with a friend, looking at a beautiful painting, dancing to your favorite song in your room. Small joys accumulate and remind you that life is not only struggle and stress, it is also pleasure. Contemplation is another powerful tool. It's not just looking, it's seeing. Seeing the beauty around you and within you. Notice the details: how sunlight reflects on water, how the wind moves through the leaves, how light enters the room, how a friend's smile brightens your day. These moments remind you that life is generous, even when it doesn't feel that way. And here's something else: we compare ourselves to others far too often. On social media, it seems like everyone is happy, successful, beautiful, wealthy. We look at this and feel anxious, thinking, why don't I have that? What's wrong with me? But no one shows their struggles, fears, or doubts. It's an illusion of a perfect life. Remember, everyone has their ups and downs. Your challenges don't make you worse, and someone else's success doesn't make them better. Trusting life and trusting yourself, that's the key. It doesn't mean being passive or doing nothing. It means moving forward with acceptance, understanding that mistakes are not disasters but lessons. A painter isn't afraid to stain the canvas to discover a new color. You shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes either. Every misstep, every wrong turn is part of the journey. Now let's talk about fear of the future. It often pushes us into anxiety. We fear failure, illness, loneliness, disappointment. But here's the surprising truth: the future almost never unfolds the way we imagine it. We create stories in our minds, build scenarios that rarely match reality. So the only meaningful approach is this: live here and now. Take steps, try things, make mistakes, enjoy small moments. Every day can become a small adventure. Even ordinary things, morning coffee, a walk outside, work, conversations, can be lived with awareness, joy, and curiosity. When you do this, anxiety gradually loses its grip. And finally, remember self-love. Not in an abstract way, but in a practical one: caring for yourself, respecting yourself, understanding your needs. Loving yourself doesn't mean being selfish, it means being your own ally. When you support yourself, when you trust yourself, anxiety decreases. Life is a journey. It will never be perfect, no matter how hard we try. That's its beauty. It's full of surprises, highs and lows, joys and disappointments. But if you learn to trust yourself and life, notice beauty, enjoy small things, and accept uncertainty, anxiety becomes a smaller companion, and life becomes a true pleasure. If these words resonate with you, subscribe to our channel, The Power of the New Me.